What's going on, everybody? It's me again, your boy, Coach Dominic, with my beautiful co-host, Coach Keyonni Adams, and this is the No BS Fitness Prescription Podcast, breaking down facts and fallacies from an unhinged perspective. And with that, we have my boy C Marty Fit. A lot of you guys know him on Instagram of his moniker Less Brunches, More Crunches. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Hey man, appreciate y'all having me. I'm looking forward to a good talk, and it's always great to be around like-minded individuals.
Most definitely, most definitely. So first and foremost, man, let the people know who you are, where you're from, and how your origin in the fitness realm started.
Yeah. So I'm Chris Martin. I come from a basketball background. I was a D1 athlete. Played at three schools, three D1 schools. Long story, another story for another day. But I kind of just I went through a lot of adversity in college. Being a D1 athlete, you got a lot of stuff with coaches. You got coaches lying to you, promising you certain things. When you get to school, it's something totally different. And so I just kind of developed this chip on my shoulder. I was pretty highly recruited in high school. And so with my college basketball career not turning out how I wanted it to, when everything was said and done, I kind of went into like a depression phase. And, I was doing all types of unhealthy things, alcohol, eating whatever I want, kind of staying out of the gym. And, I looked up one day and my body was not the D1 basketball body. I said, what the hell is this? I'm looking like one of my uncles. Come on, Unc. So, I went back to the gym. I wrote down everything we did in our strength and conditioning workouts. Got myself back in shape. And at the time, I was working a front desk at Gold's Gym, and it was crazy because this guy kept this one of the trainers there kept telling me, he was like, you need to be a trainer. I was like, nah, I'm trying to hoop overseas. I was trying to get like an overseas contract. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I went on a couple job interviews with my degree while I was working at the gym. Got denied for all of those jobs. And so I was like, all right, I'll try this training thing. So he helped me get a certification for $150, the study material for $150, study for the test. And I started applying everything I was studying on the certification. And, next thing you know, I became a trainer. And so I used my whole basketball network. I was training some of my old teammates. I started training their moms, dads, sisters, cousins, brothers, girlfriends, wives, husbands, boyfriends, and built a business off of it. So that's pretty much how I got to the fitness world, man.
Okay, okay. What would you say right now with where you are in the industry? Who's your niche? What's your main demographic that you like to work with?
I say mostly business professionals. Most of my people have 9 to 5s and their parents. That's probably the bulk of my clientele. A couple of them are business owners. Most of my clients are women, but I train men as well. And most of them are black women. But apparently, with my
Okay.
content, they say I hate black women all of a sudden. But I've helped more black women than all these people saying I hate black women. It makes no sense. So yeah,
Come on now.
yeah.
So let's go into it. Why do you feel, right? Knowing us, I'm speaking specifically me and you, two African American men in this field, in this world, in this community, where our number one goal is to help all walks of life, but we both primarily work with women. Why do you feel you have that target on your back?
We've been in a one we've America has turned into a coddling culture. Like everyone's coddled now, right? And specifically the black community, we're super coddled because we can always just use the excuse of slavery, our ancestors. Everybody jumps back to that, but nobody wants to blame what decisions we're making now to be where we are, right? Particularly obesity, because since we're on the fitness podcast, right? And instead of correcting the problem, people just make up lies to stay where they are. And this mostly the black women and more than the black men. Man, we tend to keep it real with each other. Like if my friend's out of shape, I could be like, bro, get it together, bro. Get your shit together. Right? If one of my female friends is out of shape, hey, you gotta get it together. What? It's a dude that like this. I could get some D. It's a dude that like this. You know what I mean? It's just
I'm
the
saying,
culture. The culture has become that, and
Right.
our women are suffering the most from it. And that's the truth. I probably could have said it a lot worse, but that's the surface level, in my opinion. Well, I mean that's pretty factual, but in my opinion,
Yeah,
do you
I
think
don't really think it's an opinion.
I
Go
was
ahead,
gonna say
Kiani.
I was gonna say, this is a question for both of you guys. Do you think that giving that advice to women comes down to delivery, like how you're saying it?
I'm gonna be honest. It don't matter how you say it. This would
Right.
kill me, man. You could tell. You could. Oh man, y'all get me started early. And look, and coach, you seen me post multiple ways. I'm real strategic with my Instagram. I'll go
Right.
1,000 miles per hour on one post, right? Like purposely trying to piss people off. Then I'll do another post where I'm real nice. I don't say no cuss words. I'm talking like this, and they still mad. So it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that you're asking them to correct themselves. You're asking them to improve. You're asking them to fix something that's wrong. They got a problem with it, and this isn't just black women. This is a human thing, by the way. But
Right.
we just happen to be on the subject. So I mean, you can say it's delivery, but most people don't like to be corrected. When I was an athlete, when I was a D1 athlete, if my coach cussed me out, I didn't like it. If and even if he pulled me to the side and was like, "Yo, your defense is some shit right now," I didn't like it. So that's kind of how I look at it. So I might as well just say it how I want to say it.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with you, especially like what you said, like right now. I mean, we can look at it from all different perspectives, like Chris said, but it's like how nice can we be, right? Because even if we take it to the realm of dating, right, we're all gonna say we have a preference. So if you don't
yeah,
like something that's out of your preference, you're gonna say something about it. But it
yeah.
seems to go backwards when we can say it in the nicest way, like, hey, you getting kind of big. But like he said, you could tell your homeboy, like, hey dog, like fix your shit. We can joke about it, but we still like, hey, in the group chat, everybody's like, hey dog, get it, and everybody getting it together. But it's
Yeah.
like when we do say it to women, it is looked at as word, stay in your lane. You don't know my body, or we're being too aggressive when it really is coming from a place of love. But then it's like, how do you want us to tell you? Because no matter how we say it, you're gonna feel away. But even on the flip, y'all say the same stuff to us. We got to be a
Oh
certain
yeah.
height. Got to make a
Oh
certain
yeah.
amount. Can't have a gut, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dick got to
It,
be
it's.
working on call. Got to be able to look down and see it. I'm lying.
Nah, you telling the truth.
No
You
stomach in
telling
no
the truth.
way.
They
These are
go hard
facts.
on us. Yeah, they go hard on
These
us,
are
man.
facts, but it's true because, like, yeah, the problem, we can say we're the problem too because there are a lot of older men don't get it up in the morning, don't take care of themselves, smoking and drinking left and right. But we're supposed to be uplifting each other as a collective. But like he said, a lot of women will say, buddy over there like that. Oh, he like it thick. Baby, you're not thick. You're obese. You're fat.
Yeah,
Y'all say the
and I'm
same shit to us, but it's taken different.
I think
yeah,
across I think across all genders or whatever somebody identifies as, I think it just comes down. I don't think it's really. I think delivery plays a role in anything, and that's what I'm learning now because I think my delivery is not always great. But I
No,
think somebody has to. My delivery is horrible because I just don't care. It's just it just is what it is. But
you
I
shouldn't.
I say all that to say I think across all genders, I think somebody has to be ready to not just receive but also like take accountability and take ownership. And I think that's what people lack in today's society, and that goes back to what Chris said about the coddling. I think people aren't ready to take accountability and make a change. And then I think because they're not ready. When they're hearing this advice, you're gonna get responses like so and so likes it, or they'll probably insult you back or something like that. So I think it just comes down to whether or not somebody's ready to change. And with that being said, I think that we just can't give unsolicited advice. And on social media, when we're scrolling, and you got somebody like Chris talking talking shit, it's gonna feel like unsolicited advice, and they're gonna comment, and then I think that's where it starts from. But I think people just have to take ownership.
Yeah, now I'll take it a step further. So one thing is, soft delivery doesn't create a sense of urgency. So like if I
Agreed.
tell you something, all soft, that's not gonna make you believe that you need to get this shit done now. Like if I tell you get your fat ass up, you need to do something about it before you get type 2 diabetes. That might create a sense of urgency. And then, unfortunately, women have so much propaganda, particularly black women, to stay overweight, right? So I just saw a post today. I'm gonna react to it on my podcast soon. It was on Twitter. It said fat is feminine and back rolls are feminine. You know what I'm saying? You get propaganda like this, and it's basically telling you that like this shit is okay, and you're more of a woman if you have fat and back rolls, which is absolutely insane. You're encouraging women to be unhealthy. The whole thick, juicy trend, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. The whole if a guy wants a woman who is 120 pounds or 130 pounds, he's a pedophile, right? This is all shit I talk about on my podcast. I got all the data to back this up. I'm not making any of this shit up. It gets worse. Like it's crazy. So, and one thing about women, if they see a black woman say it, they're more likely to be like, oh, she's a black woman, she's telling the truth. Opposed to if a black man says it, black men don't know what they talking about, this and that, this and that. So it's just a lot of confusion, and it's really unfortunate. You can get somebody to tell the truth, but if they aren't a woman, and if they don't say it a certain way, people aren't willing to listen.
That's
I
why I kind of that's why at the same time as hard as it is to have these conversations, I'm all for them because
Oh yeah.
sooner or later it's got to create and push the change that we're looking for, right? We know that obesity is running rampant right now. So if nobody else is going to push the narrative to try to create the change, I'm glad that we are, and whether this be an uncomfortable conversation for people to watch and listen to and take heed to, like I hope some people look at it like, yo, what they said, that shit kind of hurt. Then if it did, good, because we're talking to you, not from the manner of bringing you down or knocking you down, but just trying to create that spark of like Chris said, like that want, that want to change to do better and be better. So what do you think, Keyonni?
No, I was just going to ask Chris when he has a client come in, like what are the main things you're getting started with when you have somebody who I guess is overweight and wanting to make a change. Like what are your main things? How do you go about approaching that?
Well, it depends on the fitness level. Um, but I always do. I'll test their squat. I'll test their lunge. I'll test push pull, and then I'll give them like some type of just cardio, some type of cardio challenge. Like push. Usually it's pushing the sled, just to see how they react to it. Not a lot of weight on there, but those are usually the things I pretty much check. And most times before I even get a client in there, I know their situation. I've talked to them, at least 2 or 3 times. I know their medical history, health issues. So before they even get in the gym, I'm asking questions like that. And the first day is usually just us talking mostly and just testing those few things, kind of like an assessment. But depending on who the person is, sometimes they want the full workout. They want the whole. They're like, yeah, let's get it, let's get to it. They probably were coming from another trainer or they got a routine of their own. So like I said, it just depends. It's person by person. But I've trained all types of people. Like a woman recently started with me. I think she is too, not to put her business out there, but she's a heavier woman, 260. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of took it easy when she got there. So yeah, it just depends.
What are the most common like myths and objections you get from women when it comes to training?
Oh man, shit. How much time we got?
A
No, I'm
lot.
playing. Um, the biggest one is probably I don't have time, and then
Mm.
I'd probably say right under that is probably the kids. I think a lot of women, especially our sisters, sorry sisters, they don't realize how many women in the gym are with kids. Like I'm pretty sure at my gym, most of those women have kids. Like 80% of them, probably more than that, right? And so you know it's very common for women to set up their schedule to hey, the father's gonna watch the kids, or I'm gonna have the kids here. I'm gonna go when the kids are whatever, right? You have to do what works for you and what works for your family. And I know it's sometimes getting help is a struggle. Finding a babysitter who will get up early in the morning, but there's always a way. Even if you have to work out at home and you can't go to the train, or you have to your exercise has to be going outside with the kids when it's warm out. There's always something you can do, but it's millions of moms getting results one. And I always joke with women about this too. I'm like, listen, women been having kids for centuries. They was having kids back in 1600s, the 1300s, and them women was not 300 pounds. So they was doing something they weren't doing something that you doing now, and it's probably overeating. They probably didn't have access to all the fast food, Chick-fil-A, Burger King. They just put a Zaxby's in Maryland, where I'm at. They put, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of fast food, brunch culture. Whatever. Going on vacation. Go y'all. Every time I look up, women in DR, Jamaica, Cabo, doing something. So you can't sit here and just blame all of this bullshit, and you're not looking at what you're putting in your body. So, but those are probably the top things from women. I know I kind of just went off there, but that's what I do.
Yeah, me brunch is lit.
Brunch be lit, especially in DC. It's crazy.
Dude.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's you go in there, you that brunch in DC turned to the whole day party, and then it turned to a night party. You be outside all day. You was just trying to go outside from 11 to 1. You be outside from 11 to 1 a.m. the next day.
So how did less brunches, more crunches come about?
Funny enough, I was at brunch. Being serious. So I'm being serious. So they got a Soul Cycle here off of U Street, which if you've never been to DC, it's like a famous spot in DC, famous area. So they got the Soul Cycle on U Street. Across the street is a brunch spot. So I went over there in the sweatsuit after the Soul Cycle, and got some good eats. And I was just putting a picture of it on my story as a trainer, just showing like I'm human a little bit. So I was just showing I'm at brunch, and I wrote crunches then brunches, and then I was like, hold on, let me just try this. I wrote less brunches, more crunches, and then my story went crazy. They were like, hey, what's that? And one of my homeboys was like, he's like, you need to put that on a shirt. Put it on a shirt, and just found like a random supplier, and wore that joint to the gym. Everybody was like, yo, what's that? And then I came to the gym with like 20 of them, sold them all. So it just been a thing ever since. So here we are.
I like that because
That's what's up.
I was going to brunch. I was going to brunch every weekend, like Saturday. No lie, when I graduated PT school in 2021, I think for the whole year, I went to brunch Saturday and Sunday, and I got fat. I
Yeah.
I gained like 25 pounds. No lie, I was still
Not
working out, but
yo. This is it's so crazy. You can get fat while working out if you have brunch
legit,
every weekend.
it
Like
was all the drinking, and I was chicken and waffles.
where were you? What city were you in?
I'm in Connecticut, so I would
Oh,
go
you in
out.
Connecticut.
Yeah,
So you were in New York City, or you were doing it out there in Connecticut?
both.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, I actually haven't gone to brunch in New York. I've been in New York plenty of times. I haven't been to brunch there. But I know here, bottomless mimosas,
Yep.
which is like, dog,
Bottomless
if I
mimosa,
drink if I drink one
sangria.
mimosa, if I drink one mimosa, I feel so full. I don't want any more. Right? So it's people doing bottomless mimosas, they getting shots,
Yep.
chicken and waffles. A lot of them are buffet style. You pay like, $90 or something like that. You get the whole buffet. Like
Mm-hmm.
you easily clearing 2,000 to 3,000 calories in there.
Easily.
Easy.
Yep.
And then you're not going home, you're not doing anything. You either going out again or you're going to sleep.
Bruh. And then they talking about, yeah, I don't really eat that much. Yeah, bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. You ate the whole that in 2 hours. You ate the amount of calories you burn at the gym in 2 hours at brunch. Crazy.
And because it's bottomless mimosa, you're trying to see how many mimosas you can drink in 2 hours.
Yeah, see that, yeah, man. That's so bad for your body. Like
It's
it's
really
so
bad.
bad.
I'm so glad I'm out of that phase because
Yeah.
not
Well, you know, when you're younger, it's like I don't know the science behind it, but your body responds differently when you're younger. Like I'm 32, I can't do that. I'll be cooked for 3 days. I'll be cooked for 3 days. I can't do that. Well, I know you can't do it if I can't do it.
I'm definitely gonna do it.
I know you can't do it if I can't do it. Yeah, I'll
No,
be done for
man.
3 days, man.
I can tell you the last time I did that, my college roommate, he got his doctorate from University of Miami. And afterwards, you heard of Club Live? They always
Yeah.
talk about it on social media. So we went there. He had a graduation party. We didn't go in the club till 2. Roddy Rich went on at like 3:30.
Bruh.
That was the worst.
Yeah,
That was the worst.
Miami.
Did not
I
still recover.
I stay out of Miami, dog.
I love Miami.
It's I love it too, but it's just it's too much going on down there. Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy down there.
I lived
man.
there for 6 years, so I know.
Yeah, Miami.
You go to the gym. You go to the gym straight to the club.
Yeah. No, I believe it. I'm glad. I would never live there. I'm good. I'm straight. I can't live out there.
It's
I wouldn't
different.
sleep if I lived out there. I would be on go. You gotta know yourself sometimes.
I think I could live out there
Yep.
now.
You think so?
You think so?
Yeah, now I could because I'm not trying to be going to brunch every weekend no more.
No, I
It
would
ain't
be
about what you're
outside.
trying to do.
Right. Yo, like
I'm dead serious. I'm not.
I promise you, man, like even in DC, like I'll be like, all right, it's Saturday, I'm chilling. And I don't do much, but like I'll just, I'll be in the crib chilling, somebody will call me. Hey, come out, we outside. Da-da-da. I'm like, oh man, this even when you try to sit down, shit just falls in your lap sometimes,
So how did you
What would you
get out?
say?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Keith.
Mm-mm.
I was saying, what would you say is like the best thing about the DC DMV fitness area? I've been out there numerous times, but I have not tapped into the fitness side yet. But from what I see from your post and other people's posts that I know that are out there, y'all got something special out there.
Yeah, well, this is like one of the fittest area in the country.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, because it's a heavy military influence here.
What part
And,
of Maryland?
So I'm right outside of DC. So the DMV area, the fittest city in the country is Arlington, Virginia, which is right over the bridge, which isn't far from me, like 20 minutes from me. But yeah, this area is like the fittest in the country. But like I said, they got the military influence, and then just as far as seeing a lot of fit black people, you're gonna see a lot here, and it's not like that everywhere. You're gonna see a lot of fit black women, fit black men. And all the trainers know each other, So it's like I wouldn't say all the trainers are close, but it is a positive enough community that we can affect a lot of people. We can reach out to a lot of people. But some trainers be hating though too. A lot of trainers be throwing shade. I don't know if y'all want to go there on the podcast, but a lot of people be hating, man. Yeah, it's a lot of hate. It's a lot of hate here, man. It's a lot of people feel comfortable sharing stuff with me, and just a lot of people I thought were my, friends or good acquaintances. They be saying a lot of stuff behind my back, so I just,
Do you think that's due to
keep
like
my enemies close?
Do you feel like that's due to like how your social media has grown and whatnot, or yeah?
Yeah, like I'll go to the gym and people that I used to speak to that I know, they won't even speak now. I mean, that's just clearly hate. I ain't do nothing to you, but you
Right.
disagree with my post. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of it's not even gonna say a lot, but there is some negativity, there's some shade, but overall, it's a great environment. They got the the run clubs. There's plenty of gyms, plenty of events. There's always a 5K going on, fitness events. Ebony Fit has been here for the past 2 years, so it's a lot. It's a lot here, man. It's lit for the fitness scene here.
Do you guys do a lot of collaboration amongst the coaches?
Yeah, people have their crew. You know, I have the people I collab with. I have a podcast as well. I've had a lot of trainers on my podcast. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
That's
What
always
is
good. I feel like
what's one thing that you wish that you could change about, let's say, the fitness industry? One, from the consumer standpoint. Two, from the trainer standpoint.
That's a good question. From the trainer standpoint, I just wish people weren't in so much competition
Mm-hmm.
because there's so much. I mean, everybody can eat out here, you know, right? You don't have to go behind my back and try to get my clients, right? You ain't got to go behind my back and talk greasy. You know, it's just it's crazy on that side. And then as far as the consumer side, I think what was it you said? Ask the question again because I don't want to go in the wrong
What do
direction.
you? I guess I would say, like, from knowing where
What would
you
I
are in the
change?
industry, yeah,
Uh huh.
from the consumer side, knowing that you're not, like how you said, you're not just like, and I hate to say, like, there's levels of trainers, but you are someone that I would consider more of one of those higher educated trainers. So how would you, as far as like the consumers, like to change that narrative of what we're trying to do in the fitness industry to help people?
Yeah. So I wish there was a way to separate the goofiness. So for the consumer, right? If you see somebody doing some goofy shit online, right? They're going to associate all male trainers like that, or all DMV trainers like that, or all black male trainers. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, you're going to associate that. But I wish there was a way to just, distinguish who's legit, who's professional, and who's a clown, who's out here scamming. I think that would eliminate a lot of people being hesitant to hire a trainer in this area because I've heard some horror stories with trainers, man. And it's really unfortunate. And I mean, to the point where people are like, man, I'm good. I'm not hiring another trainer. I'm straight. I'm good. I'll figure it out by myself. So I wish that was a thing, but that's just not in the DMV. That's probably every major
That's everywhere.
city. Yeah. Yep.
what would you say would be things that coaches can do to separate themselves from the goofies and the people who do the horror stories that you're talking about?
Yeah. So I would say education is definitely something because y'all about to get me started.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
obviously, great trainers are educated, right? You got to have a certain level of knowledge. You got to invest in your knowledge, right? It's not even a debate. Now, with that being said, just because you have knowledge does not mean you could be a fat ass trainer out here. All right, I'm seeing more and more fat ass trainers out here. It's getting ridiculous, and people will say, "Well, it doesn't matter. They have the education." No, it absolutely fucking matters. Okay, when you're training a client, we're not just training their physical, right? You're literally changing someone's mental, right? Now, when you're changing someone's mental when it comes to fitness, there's going to be a point where they hit a plateau. There's going to be a point where they have to push through. There's going to be a point where they have some type of physical pain, maybe an injury, maybe just soreness, maybe just a weak muscle they're not used to working. As a coach, I should have been through that. I should have been through an injury. I should have been through physical pain. I should have been through trying to figure out a plateau. There's no way I can coach you on that if I don't put myself through that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So an out of shape coach, I just don't agree with it. I don't think you can help a client reach their fullest potential if you haven't been through that. Does that make sense? And I
It
get
does.
that's one of the topics I got canceled for. I don't know if you saw that, Dominic, but
I,
you know,
I,
there was
I think I did. I think I might have commented on there because I mean there's I get what you're saying, and I think people take the layers of that where they go into the, oh, well, this this culture, this trainer is older, or this culture, this trainer,
right.
used to do this and whatnot. And I get what you're saying there too, and I agree with
Well,
that. Like everybody's what'd you say?
well, now if we're talking bodybuilding and you got a coach who was an awesome bodybuilder years ago and he's not doing it anymore, that's totally different. And when I
Right,
say when I say in shape, I'm not saying shredded six pack. I'm not super shredded. Like I'm lean, but
right.
I'm not like super shredded. So you have to look fit. That's what I'm saying. You have to be actively working out. I want
No,
to clear that
that's
up
where,
because people going to
yeah.
disagree with it. So yeah,
No, that's
I
where I
think
was
when
going. It's like everybody likes to use the there's nothing. A lot of my friends are bodybuilders, so there's nothing wrong with that. But that's the one lane, like you said, Chris, that everybody wants to go into. When there's other realms of fitness, and that's
yeah,
that's what he's talking about when he's talking about, like, you got to be in shape. Like Keyonni, we were talking about this the other day, Chris, about, like, there's a whole, I don't want to get canceled, but body positivity, right?
ah, fuck,
It's it's a beautiful thing to be positive about your body, but there was once a point in time to be trainers and strength and conditioning coaches. You had to walk the walk,
you did.
and they say that for everything else in life, but it's like now in fitness, it's like you don't have to walk the walk anymore.
Yep.
Like, I don't I don't know if y'all saw it, but go look at the CSCS personal. I think it was the personal trainer of the year last year. Go look at who
Oh
that was.
man.
I'm not,
Oh man.
because I know if I was, they would say something.
I think that when people post, I didn't look it up, but
Go look at it, because I think they turned the comments off.
oh, I'm trying to figure out where. Oh, hold on.
I think it's if you go look at, when you get a chance, go look at the NSCA. I think it's on the Instagram and the website. Kudos to that person for those credentials and everything that they do, but you knew that that was going to get viewed a certain way, because we always want to talk about the image of health, but we're not showing the image of health.
I think when people make comments like what Chris made for, and he got canceled about, you have to basically look the part. I think that goes in line with how people are automatically think of personal trainers. I think I haven't read your comments, but I'm pretty sure people would be saying like, oh, you don't have to look a certain way. Like maybe you're helping somebody with a different goal, which is cool. Whatever. Like if you have an athlete who is training for a shot put or something, like that's going to be different. But I think
That's
that's not
different.
that's not the point of your post. And I
It's
think
not the
on
point.
social
No.
media, I think on social media, um, people are drawing exceptions to things, which you could find exceptions and holes to any rule. But I do think that having a certain look is important. I don't think it's completely 100% representative of the capability of helping somebody, but I do think it's important. And with that being said, I don't think that you have to be like bodybuilding shredded to help somebody, but you have to
Absolutely.
have something that your client wants.
Yep.
And I think just the downfall of social media is that they're going to find exceptions to everything that you say when everybody damn well knows that what you meant. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not talking about the extremes of like whether you're lifting, I mean, trying to help a power lifter or like a shot put that doesn't need to focus on aesthetics. I think most people are in the gym for aesthetics, and that's what you're talking about. So you have to provide that context or you're going to get canceled. And either way, you probably still going to get canceled. So just say how you feel.
Even when that context is provided, because I'm very particular with my words, they still
Yeah.
get mad.
Yeah, like I even like when I first graduated school, I had said like, um, if you go to a physical therapist who doesn't lift weights for injury you got from lifting weights, is kind of like going to somebody who doesn't drive for driving lessons, and like it went crazy, and I got I got canceled. Like I had to block the page.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, people were like, "Oh, you can't go to um
Oh
if a
God.
doctor has one hand, they can't help you because you have two hands." Like people were saying the craziest things ever,
Oh
and I'm like, you know
my
exactly what I'm talking about. So I just think social media is one of those weird places where you have to like just provide insane amount of context, even though you're like people should know what you're saying. Unfortunately, but I don't disagree. That's kind of like if I want to be a bodybuilder, I'm not gonna go sign up with a coach who looks like me all year round and has never got like stage lean. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, it only applies with fitness too. I mean, like you take it to finance or real estate. You're not gonna pick someone who's homeless, right? You're not
Right.
gonna pick someone who doesn't have an investment portfolio. You're not gonna pick someone who doesn't have a house. It's just I don't know. The fitness world has just I don't know. It's lost all standards, and
But with that being said, I do think that people put too much emphasis on how somebody looks and doesn't take a look at the whole picture.
I
Because I
agree.
think there's plenty of people who have gotten really, really nice and amazing physiques, but they don't have the knowledge to use anything other than personal
I
experience
agree.
on the body.
I agree.
So I think it kind of comes down to somebody having discernment and finding somebody who kind of fits what you need in the coach.
No, I
And
definitely
I
agree.
don't think people think that far. People are more so starstruck by like followers, physiques, and it kind of ends there.
Yep.
So I think people need to have a little bit more discernment, put a little bit more thought into like what they actually want, and then go from there.
Yep. Absolutely.
How do you think we even got to the point of that type of trainer? You think it's
Well,
just
it's
what were you gonna say?
so it's. I think it started with participation trophy culture. So I think
Okay.
now those people who got participation trophies are now adults or young adults, like Gen
Hmm.
Z, and now they just expect to, I don't want to go too far with this. I don't want to go too far, but whatever they want, they expect to just have it, without working for it, right? So you get the champion. The champions get a trophy. Eighth place gets a trophy too, right? So you grow
Yeah.
up, and this person. Damn. All right. I'm gonna try not to go too far. We'll keep it fitness. We'll keep it fitness because I could go crazy
I
with
mean,
this,
but
right?
it all goes together though.
It does. It all goes together. But even still, I don't even want to. I don't want to get y'all too canceled. But anyway, so let's go with women, right? So you got this girl who she's in the gym, she's working hard, she's got a bomb body, and she's considered a baddie, right? But then you got the 400-pound girl who does absolutely nothing, gorgeous herself. She calls herself a baddie as well. You know what I mean? So it's just, and it happens in all types of areas, right? And now it's come to personal training, right? You got a personal trainer who has maybe won a bodybuilding competition, maybe won a HYROX, and they're helping people, right? You got somebody who's done absolutely nothing. They consider themselves a successful trainer as well. It just it's like a trickle down effect kind of, and it's gotten into fitness where that mindset and that concept probably doesn't belong the most, but unfortunately is here. So I think that's how we got here, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely does.
Yep.
I guess it's
I
now
try to
it's
keep
just
that. I
like,
try to keep that clean.
but now it's like, where do we go with it? Right? We're three fitness experts in this industry trying to keep the industry on the up and up. So it's also
Yeah.
like, and I'm asking the question out to everybody, like, how do we as a collective, I don't want to necessarily say take back the industry for the betterment of it, but and like Keyonni said, you got to have discernment. But it's like, how do we change the course of direction that we're going?
Yeah, I
You
just think
know,
we need more. I think we need more people telling the truth. And you don't have to do it like me and my style. Even though I think if everybody posted like me and told the truth like me, I think this shit would change quick. It's not going to happen, but I think
right?
everybody does need to tell the truth. You know, if you have a voice, you know, say something. But most people are, you know, afraid to do it. You can get canceled, you probably lose your job. You could, you know, ruin your relationship, and I think that fear is keeping a lot of people back, which I understand. You know, you don't want to mess up certain things, but I just think we got to tell the truth. You know, I know a lot of people who bite their tongue and won't say anything. You know, like I know a lot of women who strongly agree with everything I say, but they wouldn't dare get online and say something, or they wouldn't dare, you know, tell their clients the truth or anything like that. So, but and because of that, I don't think it's going to change. I think we're stuck here, you know, and you know, I focus on the people who want to improve. I focus on the people who want to gravitate towards my message. But I don't think there's
Yeah,
any
that's what I
change.
was gonna say.
I think it's going to get worse, honestly.
I think in some aspects it can get worse for some people, but I think that just comes down to more so like the standard you hold for yourself and the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you tell the truth a certain way, Dom's gonna tell the truth a certain way, I'm gonna tell the truth a certain way. And I think there's gonna be people that gravitate towards each of us, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
I think as long as we are providing, I'm big on context and nuance because I think there's so much information online, but it's shortened into like 30 seconds to a minute. And I
Mm-hmm.
think when you're truly trying to make a transformation in anything, I think people need more than that. So I
Mm-hmm.
think if everybody in the industry, if they're doing their best to actually educate and not just speak at people, like actually break things
Yeah.
down, I think then that'll give people the option to, hey, follow this advice and implement it and take the long way because fitness transformation is not going to happen in 30 days, 90 days, a
Mm-hmm.
year. Or you could just continue to fight for your limitations. So
Yeah.
in a certain way, some of it is not going to change, but I think if people continue to like put out solid information with context, I think that's when we're going to start to see somewhat of a shift. And then you always have to give people the option of following or staying stuck. It's kind of like the saying, you can lead a horse to a water, but you can't force it to drink. I think that's the way we need to go, just in general, just with how society is going. Like there's a lot of soft parenting, coddling, all these
Yeah.
things. So it's like we can't change that. We can only give people education, and then what they do with that education is entirely up to them. So
Now,
basically, control what you can control, and I think that's what we can control. Our delivery, the way we teach, and whether people like it or not, that's not our business. Somebody is gonna like it.
now
Right.
I do agree with you 1,000%. But I say for me specifically, right? I pay attention to my analytics when I do post, and I'll put out something educational, right? Great information,
Mm-hmm.
no engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody sees this, right? And you know, I feel like people don't want to see that from me. Whether it's the people that support me or the people that don't support me. But the moment I post something, you know, a little polarizing, a little triggering, right? That's when it goes crazy. So
That's
I think,
educational.
uh, what'd you say?
That's educational.
It is you're right. I was just going to say I think people going to see what they want to see. I think a lot of people have their mind made up and they just going to see the negativity. Then you're not changing their mind too at the same time. So like everything you said is 100% true, but some people are just so far gone that it don't matter what you say or what you do. They're doomed.
Yeah. But I do think that if you have, like, if you look at your analytics and you see that you do well with polarizing content, you need to continue to make polarizing content. And like
Yep,
you're going to repel the people who don't need to hear it and want to continue
that's true.
staying where they are. And then I think you will continue to help people who actually want to look beyond
Mm-hmm.
whatever rude things you're saying or
Yep,
however they want to say it. Because there's a ton of people that be like, "Damn, that hurt," but I needed to hear it.
yep,
And then you have people that are like, "Damn, that hurt," but I'm gonna fight you in the comments, but still not do anything. So
yeah. No, you're right.
you ain't never gonna get over that.
Because
So
I personally think, I think Chris, I think exactly what she said. I think
I like it.
how you how you post is needed. People are they're not gonna say shit, but then they're gonna say shit. But then I think how you do it, your information is getting through to them. It's getting shared. It's getting looked at. And they're like, dog, the way he said that, that shit might have been harsh, but he ain't lying.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have a gift with how your delivery is. It's
Yeah.
not mean, it's just real.
Yeah.
You just have a comedic effect about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've known you a little bit. You don't have a mean bone in your body from the aspect of you wanting and trying to help people. So I think you just need to keep doing what you're doing. And like you said yourself, the people that are for you are going to be for you, but your message is still going to get across.
Yep.
And the message is all you're trying to do is help people.
That's it.
hmm
You
It's kind of
know?
like the people who you guys like comedy.
Yeah.
All right, so I love Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like the people who complain about Dave Chappelle, but like he gonna talk about every race, but it's gonna be true, and you can either accept it or just be mad. Either way, I think the message gets across to the people who it needs to get across to, and that's kind of how I view like social media and just polarizing content in general. Because at the end of the day, you do have to play on people's emotions. Like first line is gonna hit, and then they're gonna be mad. But if they actually step away and like get out of their feelings and they actually hear what you're saying, I think there's a lot that you can gain from it. So I think it always comes back to you as an individual. Like if I read something online and I'm triggered, I can't be mad at the person that wrote it. I really have to look at why I'm triggered. So it has nothing to do with you. It's more so like how the reader is interpreting it, and that's really not your business to be worried about.
Oh yeah. You right. Yeah.
That's how I view it.
You right. Yeah. I don't care about people's feelings. I
Yeah.
don't. Like if you come in the comments triggered, like I'm gonna keep you triggered. Like I'm gonna play around with you. I don't know if you go through my comment section, I'd be
Yeah.
fucking people up in there.
And there
Yeah,
ain't nothing
like
wrong with that.
yeah, man,
I
that
don't
should
think
be
it,
hilarious.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I have a question regarding training men versus women.
Hmm.
What are the differences that you realized? Do you find that women are like more receptive to direction and things like that? How would you say that experience
I'll,
has been?
the women are more committed. I'll give the women that they're definitely more committed to their training. The men are easier to train, and I need more communication with the women than the men, right? So the guys, I could just tell them what to do, how many reps, how many sets, what to eat, cool. But the women, and it's like I said, most of my clients are women, so I'm so used to it now. But you gotta, I can't just tell them what to eat. I got to tell them why they got to eat. I got to tell them why they need more protein, why you need to drink more water, why it's beneficial. And it's just I have to go another layer with the women, and I just think that's just a biological thing. They probably just want more of an explanation. But I would say my most loyal clients are the women. Like I got women I've been training for years. The fellas, they tend to get their results and go, or they fall off. Not to say women haven't fallen off too, but those are probably the biggest differences there. I think women are more pain tolerant too. I think like especially on like core and legs. Women are like I'm like, damn, they don't hurt at all. But the dudes be bitching on leg day and shit. So but
Yeah.
the women be mad on upper body day. So it goes both ways. But there's definitely differences in training them. But I train anybody. I love all my clients.
Yeah, I'll have to find it for you. That's a what you just said about the women and lower body. That's an actual. There's
It's a
a
fact.
study behind it. It's
It's
actually a
actually a
true thing.
study. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Hmm.
Yes, yes. Women, their pain tolerance is higher. So it's like if you say 5 sets of 20, women are like, well, shit, let's go. Most men aren't gonna say that. We want five
Oh,
sets of five, stuff like that. You
facts.
know?
And I always mess with the women. I'm like, you had a whole kid and you complain about some squats. that kind of get them going, you know. So yeah, they be like, "Damn, you right."
Women have more though. The reason for that is women relative to men have stronger lower bodies, but we also have more like type 1 endurance fibers. So like the higher volume is
Okay,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
be a lot easier for
Mm-hmm.
us. And we're going to
Yeah.
recover a little bit quicker between sessions.
Yep.
So those small differences, like they
That
are
makes
real.
sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That is cool. I'm jealous.
I hate
Yeah.
leg day. So
Yeah, I be struggling after leg
I
day. Every
hate
leg day. It don't get easier.
All right. I'm about to stir the pot.
Let's
So
get it.
what are top 3 things you hate to hear in the fitness industry?
The top 3 things I hate to hear in the fitness industry. I'd probably say, all right, you asked me the question, so let's do it. I'd probably say when women say you're not a man, you don't know what a woman goes through, right? And they'll use like PCOS or some shit. Like you're eating like shit. You're literally you're making the PCOS worse, right? I don't have to have PCOS to know that you don't need to be eating Twinkies and Pop Tarts and mimosas.
Yep.
I don't have to have a vagina to know that. So that's probably the biggest one. And as, you know, anytime I react to a woman or anything on social media, that's the big thing. You're a man. You don't know. Like, okay, all right, that's one. Another one, like, so obviously, you know, I told you I played D1 basketball. People be like, well, you were an athlete. Uh, do y'all think athletes don't get fat after their career? You like you think I mean I had to do something to stay in shape. I could be out here like Charles
Right.
Barkley. You know what I mean? I could be I could be out here like them dudes. I see plenty fat dudes doing sports broadcasts all the time. And it can happen to any of us, right? Being an athlete up until your late 20s, or you know what I'm saying, for me it was early 20s. That doesn't mean you're going to be fit the rest of your life. So a lot of people just assume
Right.
that, you know, I ain't had to put no work in. Nah, bro, I put hella work in. And then number 3, um this goes for BBLs, gear, steroids, and even now TRT. Like, don't be talking shit about somebody who's natural and you got one of those things and you're not public about it. You know what I mean? Like I had a dude, I had a dude talking shit about me. I'm gonna tell you who the trainer was, but like at one point he was talking shit to me, and then you know we kind of had a couple conversations and we realized we're really on the same page. We just had a disagreement. And he flat out told me, he was like, yeah, I'm on testosterone replacement therapy. And it's totally fine if you want to do that. I don't have any issues with you doing TRT gear, Anavar, whatever, all that shit. Do what you want to do, but don't sit here and lie about it or try to put someone down who's not on that shit. You know what I mean? And the BBL girls are just like, come on, y'all. We know the legs don't match. We know you could tell a butt that was built in the gym, and you could tell a butt that was not built in the gym. Like, come on, man. And I'm not trying to like shit on y'all. Like, it's y'all bodies. Y'all can do what y'all want. My body, my choice. That's what y'all say, right? You put your life on the line because that's the most dangerous cosmetic surgery. You
Yep.
put your life on the line for a fatter ass. I don't want to hear shit from you. All right, just don't get mad at me for talking about BBLs because we can't encourage women to do that. It's fucking dangerous.
Can I
You know
play
what I
devil's
mean?
advocate?
Huh?
Can I play devil's advocate?
Of course you can.
So, all right, I lay on the table, I get my ass done.
Mm-hmm.
I have to maintain it. I still gotta go to the gym.
You do.
So I'm still putting in the work. That's what, like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, you are putting work, but that's your ass don't look like that because of the work.
Nobody gonna know.
But
This
you
is what
selling
happens
program?
on social
But you
media.
People
selling
gonna know.
programs?
People,
But you selling programs?
exactly. Yeah.
People really,
People
this is
gonna
how
know.
people think.
I know,
Here,
but
do
people
this.
gonna know because if you got a fake ass, you're going to show that off because you're now proud of. I don't know anybody with a BBL that ain't showing their ass off.
Oh, they showing that ass somehow.
But
And then
what I'm trying to say is when people say that, they're just basically emphasizing the fact that it's still gonna take work to maintain. It's not like you can get a BBL and then just fall off.
No, and you're right. You're right. But
I'm not with the BBLs. I'm just saying, like that's
no,
an argument.
I agree with you. But the girls are looking at the glute videos
Mm-hmm.
to build their glutes, to shape their glutes. So they're not really. I mean that's what they want. They want the glutes. So they're gonna assume that that's how you got the glutes. If that makes sense, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean. So
I hate it.
they got it. Yeah, yeah. I
Yo,
can't stand that shit, bro. And a
well,
lot
you
of these
could
women
have
be
just
getting money.
joined Dump Truck Academy.
Yeah,
Good. We'll link it in the description. My
link
could
thing
have
in the
is
done
link
that.
though,
will be in the bio.
Could have done that.
my thing is it be the girls with BBLs and they don't ever do anything but like cable kickbacks and some banded exercises. I'm like, your butt is that big
Yeah,
and
that's
you
not gonna
never
do
lift
it.
it.
Makes no fucking
Like
sense.
that makes no sense.
No
So
compound lifts.
I say
You look
that
like
to
what's the little thing on Bugs Life? That's how they be looking.
Right,
Like they
exactly.
got on a
Skinny
little
ass
pamper.
legs, no muscle tone in the legs, no hamstrings. If she has a fat ass and no hamstrings, dead giveaway right there.
it's just sitting
Like,
on fat.
yeah, just sitting on fat. It makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, the fitness industry is cooked, man. And then it is. It's cooked. Like, I mean, I love it. I'm gonna be a part of fitness the rest of my life, but the shit is cooked. Like people be like, "Hey man, I'm thinking about being a trainer." Don't do it. I'm telling you straight up. Don't do it. Do something else. Don't even. I'm so
It's
far
plastic
in, I
surgery.
can't just exit now. I can't just be like, all right, I'm done with fitness at this point. I'm here. Like we gotta see this thing through at this point. But
Right.
yeah. So if fitness is cooked, it's
Yeah.
done.
And it's not what like even with training, it's not what everybody thinks it is. They think it's just like, oh, we just working people out. But even like you said, like there's so much psychology that goes with it. And a lot
Yeah,
of
man.
people aren't ready for that. You can like to work out all day long, but do you I always say like, do you actually like people? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole nother I'm with you. It might be cooked, but we here.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't I don't think it's cooked.
I think it's cooked.
I
You're in
think
physical therapy though. That's a little different.
oh that's cooked.
Oh, is it really?
Physical therapy is cooked. The fitness industry
Oh.
though, don't get me started on that. Physical therapy
See?
in terms of like people going to the doctor and being like, hey, go to physical therapy and that person doesn't want to be there and they want like a quick fix. I think
I can
that's
feel
cooked.
that too.
But I think physical
Yeah.
therapy from the standpoint of like people being proactive and not letting injuries be their fate, I think that's the positive. But I do think the whole like microwave mindset and people
Mm-hmm.
wanting quick results and not wanting to put like the effort in, I think that's prevalent everywhere. But
Yeah.
I think from that standpoint, the fitness industry and physical therapy is cooked. But I think it just depends on the person. For me, it depends on the person. I'm not going to motivate anybody. I'm not motivating. I'm not going to hold anybody's hand. But if somebody wants to learn and actually put in the work, that's who I'm working with. If everybody else doesn't want to do that, then I think that's where like people are just going to stay stagnant. But I also feel like that's not my responsibility.
Yeah. You look
So
at
that's my mindset.
now I'm with you, but like everybody gets DoorDash now, Uber Eats, Tinder, Bumble, like everything is quick now. So they think that shit's supposed to happen with fitness and physical therapy. So it just it's the I guess the more society advances, the more people are going to be expecting these crazy results. And I even saw some shit the other day. Like they got muscle surgery now. Like you get surgery and get shredded and get muscles. Yeah,
Do your muscles work though? Like, is it an aesthetic thing or
they're probably not going to work, but it's just an aesthetic thing. Yeah,
like
That's
a surgery?
crazy.
Like you get a quad repair or something.
Just like the dudes that get the surgery to get taller and shit.
yep. Yeah, it's crazy. The world is cooked. Not just fitness and physical therapy. The world is cooked.
But I think when things
Really.
do, like if you look at everything in the world, like it kind of like goes from one end of the spectrum and it goes back. I
Yeah,
feel
there's
like
no in the middle.
yeah, like people are like they
Right.
put a statistic out about whatever generation this is, they're spending less time on like social media and more time. It's crazy. And more time doing like playing board games and all these other things. I was like, that's weird.
Hmm.
But
Maybe it'll turn back around with
yeah, I
I
think it's
think
just
it's
gonna swing
Gen
back.
Alpha. Maybe it'll swing back. Yeah.
It'll swing
Uh,
back. Like they, and then also like people are drinking less.
People are drinking less.
which is
Yeah.
I
good.
think I think it's gonna swing back, which
Yeah.
is the same thing
To
like
drinking
fashion,
more?
huh?
You think it's gonna swing back to people gonna start drinking more now?
No, I think like all the trends we're seeing with people wanting like quick result, all those
Oh
things,
yeah, yeah.
I think it's gonna swing back. It's same thing like fashion, like things go out of style and they come back. Things just repeat itself.
Yeah. Plus size models went out of fashion too. You think they're gonna come back?
All right. My
Victoria's
this
Secret.
reminds me of the body positivity thing. I don't, and when people talk about body positivity, I think they view it as like if you're speaking against body positivity, they will say like you're fat phobic or whatever. I don't think that's what any of us are saying. I think that we are just saying that you need to be positive about your body and try to make changes to be the best version of yourself. And I think body positivity has gone so far to the point where like people are just like, oh, I weigh 400 pounds. Like I shouldn't do anything about it. You need to accommodate me. Like if I don't fit in a chair on an airplane, I shouldn't have to buy two. No, you need to buy two or
Love me
buy.
how I am.
Yeah, and I don't think that I don't think that's okay because I think that just goes into like the whole coddling, and we have to think about the type of individuals we're producing in society, like even from not even an aesthetic standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, like having resilience, being able to face adversity, not
Mm-hmm.
having what's it? What did you call it when people win eighth place and they still get a trophy?
Yeah. Participation
People need to
trophy.
learn
Participation.
how to lose and then come back from whatever they have like endured. And I think the body positivity movement has went too far in that standpoint. So in terms of plus size models, I do think there's a cutoff on when there needs to be a plus size model. Like there should be a certain range. But you shouldn't
Yeah.
be 400 pounds to be a model. That's my point.
Yeah. You're right. I
I don't know.
agree. Yeah, so the Victoria's Secret had like the plus size models, and they cut that off. They got rid of that, and now the girls are more like, I guess, somewhat like fit thick for the plus size models now. So they definitely made that change.
Like I
So
personally don't want to be like entirely small. Like when I graduated college, I was like 125 from playing basketball and running cross country, but I had no muscle on me.
right,
Now
right.
I have more muscle, but I still know I need to lose body fat, but I still want to be like built, like
You still
muscular.
want to have a physique, yeah.
I want to have a physique, and I feel like people don't like when they say they want to be thick, they're not talking about
They're not
having
talking about
having it. Like
that.
they're more so encouraging just unhealthy behaviors,
Yeah,
and it's always easier to do that. So I think that's where the whole body positivity stuff loses me.
yeah, absolutely.
I hope I don't
So
get canceled. Actually, I don't care, but that's
No,
my
they you're good. Trust me, you're good. I get canceled weekly. I've actually chilled out for like this month, but I'm about to get back to it. I'm about to get back to it. Like they it's not that I'm scared or anything, but one, like, some people are so disrespectful that I have to respond because I can't just let that slide. And then it gets to a point where people are calling the gym I train at. I basically I pay the gym to train there, so I'm an independent contractor pretty much. They try to get me thrown out of the gym. They try to get me
mm,
kicked out. It's just like, bro, like it's too much. And then, like I check my phone sometimes. I'm just like innocently checking my phone. Somebody threatening me. I'm getting death threats and stuff. Don't come to this city. Don't come to this state. It's just, so I kind of just wanted a little break for my mental, but I'm about to get back to it soon. But I just
that's
had to chill out
crazy.
for a second. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I'm pretty strong mentally, so it doesn't really affect me. But sometimes I just don't want to see that shit. If I'm in a
Right.
great mood, I'm being positive. I got to be positive
100%.
around my clients and shit. I'm always doing content, so I just want to be positive. I want to be positive around my family. Sometimes I just don't want to see that shit. You know.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hundred
As the holidays approach, do you have any advice for people who are looking to keep momentum and stay on track through this time?
Yeah, just so I always tell people like enjoy your family, enjoy the day. You know, get some dessert. You know, have a drink, maybe two. Don't go crazy, but enjoy yourself. You know, this is the time to enjoy your family and you know, have fun. You off of work. I don't want you thinking about calories while you're there, but in order
Right.
to you know enjoy it how you're supposed to, you should have been on your shit all year. You shouldn't have been having
Come on.
Thanksgiving twice a month. And now Thanksgiving is here now. Like, well, yeah, it's time to go crazy. Like, nah, you already had your Thanksgiving the past 10 months. Hang it up. And then, for real, shut that shit down. You're on punishment. And then those of you that's trying to wait till New Year's, yeah, I'm a just get in there on New Year's, you know? And no, get to the gym now because it's going to turn to New Year's. Then it's going to turn to second week of January. Then it's going to turn to February, March. Then we back in the same cycle. You're back big again, right? Now it's spring break and you ain't do shit. Now you trying to hide. You on vacation doing this and shit, trying to hide your stomach on every picture. We ain't got time for
Come
that.
on.
So yeah, we ain't got time for that shit. So yeah, holidays, they get me. Yeah, I done seen it all with the holiday shit. I seen it all, man. It's people think like, because if you starting on New Year's, you basically starting for the wrong reasons, right? Like you're not in it for the love of the game. If you starting on New Year's, you doing this shit for the trend. You trying to make an Instagram post. You trying to be, you know, be in a workout group or something like that. And you know, just remember it's longevity, right? So that same energy you got for New Year's, you're gonna need that same energy in April when you don't feel like it. You're gonna need that same energy in May when you don't feel like it. So that's probably my take on the holiday season.
How you keep that energy?
Okay.
Big picture. So a lot of people will create like a small goal, like they want to get right for a wedding, they want to get right for a vacation, you know, a certain event. And like my thing is, you know, I'm getting ready for grandkids. I don't have any kids yet, but you know, I know a day's gonna come where I'm gonna have kids. I'm gonna have grandkids. I want to be running around with them, and so you know, I don't want to be the old shriveled up grandpa. So that's probably my big picture right there, and that keeps me going. And then like you know, I didn't have all four of my grandparents died before I could have a relationship with them. So my mom's mom and dad and my dad's mom and dad, you know, they all died, you know, due to health issues. So I didn't grow up with grandparents. You know what I mean? So I'm taking pride and I want to be there. I want to be around. So that's probably like my big picture thing that keep me going when I don't feel like it. So I would just say have something bigger than you know little small shit, small tangible shit that people use for their fitness goals.
I feel it. I feel
I
it.
agree.
Uh, what you say?
No, I was just saying I agree 1,000%.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So we are now past the hour. I'm already let you know now. We're gonna have you come back on. We got it's some more shit we got to discuss. Some things we got to talk about, especially once we get into the new year.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, we're gonna tap in definitely for the new year. But it's been a pleasure to have you on the No BS Fitness Prescription Podcast. What things do you have coming up in the future? I know you said you're about to, start posting more content. Where can people find you if they're interested in, learning more about you? What's on your calendar? Are there any more HYROXs, by the way? I meant to ask you, any more HYROXs on the calendar?
Yeah, man. I've been training to do a singles. So a
Okay.
single ones, yeah. So I've done I did the what is it, the partner. I've done the doubles. You
That
saw
was
me on the
DC, right?
doubles this
We
past
was in
show.
DC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I want to do a single. So I just been training for that. A lot of honestly, man, I've let my mobility go. So I've been doing a lot of mobility, a lot of stretching. Obviously, the cardio and the weightlifting. That's the easy part. Especially being a former athlete, that's the easy shit. But you gotta, I felt my hamstrings and my quads tightening up on that last one, the doubles I did with Mo. Shout out to Get Mo Fit. I'm like, man, I
Get
got to
more
do a better
fit.
job with my mobility. So that's been my main focus. But what was the other question you asked me?
What other things do you have coming up, and where can people find you that are more
Okay.
interested in what you have to offer?
I mean, nothing in particular coming up, but you can find me on Instagram, C Marty Fit, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. I post daily on there. I'm always dropping gems.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot more gym vlogs and in the gym content there. Let's brunchesmorecrunches.com for some gear, or you can buy. I got everything linked to my YouTube videos. You can buy directly from YouTube, and yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Nothing special going on right now, but I'm working on some things to possibly launch or announce next year, but I don't want to put that out. That'll be later
Okay.
in the year. But yeah, man,
Most
that's it.
definitely.
We just gonna keep trying to help folks, man.
Less brunches, more
All right,
brunches.
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we appreciate you. Once again, you guys, this is the No BS Fitness Prescription. We thank you, and we will see you all soon.